This program is brought to you by presented by ACA Brace Production and Marketing Incorporated in cooperation with PHILEXPORT, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
The third telco is very much anticipated, with high hopes that its entry will impact positively on connectivity and reduce related costs. In the meantime, there is reportedly a new head for the Department of Information and Communications Technology. What will be the impacts of these developments as the country and the world gear towards full digital economy? With a reportedly new head of the Department of Information and Communications Technology and a new third telco coming, what's in store for consumers and business as far as connectivity is concerned? Joining us to share this story and some insights is the head of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Secretary Eliseo Rio Jr. Sir, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure and my honor. Thank you also for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. All right, so we go to the National Telecommunications Plan. What's happening now? Where are our strengths and where are we falling behind?
National Broadband Plan actually has been developed a year ago already, and we are in the process of implementing it. No? We are already working on the international gateway. This will be operational by about end of 2019. On the second parameter, the backbone, we have already a memorandum of understanding where we will use the 6,200 kilometers dark fiber of Transco and GCP. So that would be our backbone from north to south the Philippines. No? And for the third component, the middle mile, we have to put spur links in the backbone that will connect to the different point of presence found in every provinces and in every municipality and cities. No? This one will be done by a telco. Of course, here the third telco can come in. No? For all of this is we have a vision 2020. No? 2 years from now, our people will be able to experience very much improved telecommunication services, no? Faster internet and lower costs. No?
Okay. Sir, okay, I mentioned already and you mentioned already the third telco. How is government addressing issues such as security, integrity of the system that is hounding the selection of the third telco?
We required whoever will be the third telco to come up with commitments, no? Time-bound commitments, and put their performance band. In other words, parang tinataya nila, ito yung aming promiso, kung di namin magawa, ito yung aming tinatayang performance band na pwede nyong kunin just in case we miss any of our commitments. No?
Sir, I read somewhere that the third telco will be parang focusing on Metro Manila. Parang the basis is the population density.
Yes.
In fact, we need more, we need enhancement outside Metro Manila.
So they have committed first year they will cover about 34%, no? And then on the fifth year 84%. And what is significant here is that on the third year they will be covering 70% of the country, which is about the same coverage of Globe and Smart now. Yeah, having operated for 20 years. And the fourth and fifth year, pupunta na kami doon sa mga lugar na wala ang Globe and Smart. No? So 84% of the country they'll cover in the fifth year. No?
So we go to MSMEs because those are our really constituents and consisting of 98% of the economy. What are specific programs, very quickly lang sir, that the ICT has for SMEs? Kasi sila yung mga hinahandhold, especially technically as far as
Yes,
connectivity is concerned.
Our number $1 earner is from OFW, no? Now we're trying to come up with another meaning of OFW. These are online Filipino workers. They don't have to go out. We just give them connectivity even in the far-flung areas, no? And they can actually earn money. And in fact, on the traffic problem, ICT can really help a lot, no? Because right now, why do we have traffic problem? Because people physically have to go from one place to another. So we now have yung telecommuting law na maybe if, for example, in any workplace, no, people don't have to go to the office physically to be able to do their work. They can do it at home. Ang laking bagay yan mababawas sa traffic, no? And that ang important lang dito is, of course, connectivity costs, no?
Would you like to send any last message or to our viewers, to the consumers, to business on what's happening and in the future?
On the year 2020, 2 years from now, the citizens of our country will actually really feel the improvement, the great improvement in our telecommunication services.
Okay, thank you very much po. So gusto ko 2020 na.
Malapit na yun, ilang
Yes,
tulog na.
Yes, sir. Business and Beyond will be back. Stay tuned.
I'm very excited actually for the third telco. It will give us more options and assumingly higher data speeds. So currently there's a lot of information out there, especially in the logistics industry. However, we cannot gather all of those information because the lack of data coverage, the lack of internet connectivity. Where there is, it's very slow. And when you go into the countryside, it's almost non-existent. So with the third telco and the broader coverage, we can now do higher technology like blockchain, artificial intelligence, data analytics, data science. And with all these higher technologies, will allow us to give a broader perspective, a broader understanding of our industry, what it is needs, and what we can do to further improve it. So with this current third telco, with the new improvement, with adding additional connectivity in all parts of the Philippines, then we can improve our industry, we can improve the logistics industry, the supply chain industry, we can improve also our economy.
Yung issue would be not the connectivity anymore, for now, is when we come to government transactions. Kasi while government transactions is becoming electronic these days, hindi pa rin siya fully integrated. Yung pinopropose ng TradeNet, which is the improved version, I believe, of National Single Window, yun ang sagot. Government already knows na yun ang solution. Having that rolled out, of course, I know challenge yan. But you can just imagine kung ma-fast track yan, ma-kompleto yan, it will not just solve private sector's concern lang. Magiging real-time numbers for government. Therefore, government will now have the time to react properly. Yun ang yun solution ng TradeNet. Hoping na ma-integrate talaga yan. And let's just hope government agencies will cooperate for TradeNet.
How does an IT-based company manage to continuously evolve? What has changed and what has remained the same in this era of AIs and big data? We get insights from the new president of CAISTA, or Computer Aid Incorporated and Soft Tech Advantage. Please welcome to Business and Beyond, Mr. John Michael Chodoro. Sir, welcome.
Thank you, Lisa.
Sir, this really baffles me. You're already in this business that eats and drinks and lives in innovation. How do you manage to continuously evolve and think of new ways to do things?
Now, as an IT company, you have to adapt dun sa needs, these growing needs. The IT companies are becoming just tools. What's happening is, since an IT company has that as an expertise, yung insights, the data management, we just kind of melt in the background. So, as going to your question, how do we evolve? One, we have to find out, sige, what do they need? Ano mga kailangan nila? Ano kailangan ng industriya or ng mga industriya? And then, that's when we learn. That's when we research. That's when we say, sige, these are the trends or these are the upcoming technologies. And we try to adapt.
What is the core business of CAISTA?
CAISTA, the joint venture between Computer Aid and STA. Our core is software development, application development, IT consulting. We do application maintenance, testings, anything that you can outsource.
And how far do you think will this automation go in terms of, like, for example, the IT industry? Up what levels, what skills can be automated?
There's a prediction. Mawawala ang mga developers.
Ang dami pa namang computer, IT students.
Or magiging liliit ang population nila. Kasi machine learning is what they call AI now. No? So, what happens is you create an interface nila. You create an application. Ang ginagawa mo doon, you drag and drop kung anong gusto mong ilagay. And it does the code for you. And then, all of a sudden, meron ka na kaagad screen. Meron ka na kaagad database sa likod. You have the business side already inside. So, what happens to the human part is we're left to the creatives. How should the interface look? So, how should the interface? We call it UI UX now. User experience, user interface. Okay. So, how should the user experience or what experiences should be present doon sa ginawa ng automated? Yan.
And where is the Philippines, the IT industry in the Philippines, in all this that you're talking about?
We're still a services component of foreign companies. Or,
so that means yung export component is still strong, no? Other than the domestic.
Other than domestic requirements. And actually, domestic requirements natin, medyo late, followers tayo, domestically, more than innovators. Simply because mahirap sumugal.
It's
capital intensive.
This has been really very informative, very insightful, especially personally to me. No, I'm not in this industry, but I learned a lot. Thank you very much.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. Salamat.
Welcome. Business and Beyond will be back. Narito po tayo sa Lipa City, Batangas, kung saan naroon ang lumalaking grocery store na ito na pag-aari ni Mrs. Lea Dinglasan. Isa sa mga beneficiaries ng P3 program or Pondo sa Pagbabago at Pag-asenso na hatid ng SB Corporation at Department of Trade and Industry. Kukwentuhan niya po tayo kung paano lumaki at paano niya nakuha ang grocery store na ito. Kamusta na po, Miss Leia?
Medyo okay naman po ako, ma'am. Okay din yung mga anak ko kahit paano sa araw-araw. Patuloy yung buhay, ma'am.
Yun naman po talaga yung dapat. So, meron ka ng ganitong kalaking grocery store na galing sa loan from SB Corporation. Magkano nga yung loan?
Nag-loan po ako is 100,000, ma'am. Ayun yung initial na loan.
5 months na? 5
5
months. And yet, sabi mo, lumaki na itong grocery store na to. So, magkano na yung worth ng laman nitong store na to?
Siguro, ma'am, lagpas na siya ng 150.
Alam namin na nanggaling ito dahil sa parang assistance ng gobyerno pagkatapos na mamatay yung asawa mo sa Marawi Siege noong isang taon. Dati ka na bang naghahanap buhay o dati ka na bang nagnenegosyo bago nangyari yon?
Sa loob lang ng bahay namin, kami nag-start ng tindahan. Siya para lang sa kapitbahay lang, ganun. Tapos, last March 2017 po, nag-decide yung husband ko na kuhanin yung pwesto dito sa may karsada para mas madami daw ang customer compare sa loob ng bahay. Siya po yung nag-start nito.
So, nakatayo na to bago siya namatay.
Opo, ma'am. Nag-start kami noon 20,000 ang capital namin. Opo. Kaunting-kaunti lang talaga siya. Hindi pa siya matatawag na sari-sari store noon. Kasi ibang items, wala. Kung ano lang yung mga basic, yun lang po yung tinda namin noon. Tapos after 2 months, nung matayo niya to, doon na po siya nawala. Ako na mismo manage dito. Para namamonitor ko din po kung ano yung lumalabas, kung ano yung pumapasok, tsaka kung ano yung wala sa tindahan. Para alam po kung ano yung kailangan kong order.
Saan mo kaya i-attribute? Bakit lumaki ng ganun? Ang bilis 5 months lang and almost nag-double.
Hindi ako nagtataas ng sobra.
Ano bang pangarap mo sa grocery store na to?
Unang-una, ma'am, hindi talaga ako yung may pangarap. Ang may pangarap ko kasi nito yung husband ko. Sabi niya, gusto ko yung tindahan natin. Nagsimula tayo sa maliit. Gusto ko palalakihin natin. Tayo yung may malaking tindahan ngayon dito. Gusto niya, halos andito na lahat yung paninda. Kaya po siya din yung nagpangalan nitong store namin na A to Stay. Ibig sabihin, gusto niya from A to Stay, may mabibili. Opo. Pero siya po talaga yung nangangarap na magkaroon kami ng malaking tindahan. Opo. Ako, sinusuportahan ko po lahat ng sinasabi niya sa akin.
I'm sure proud siya sa'yo kasi napalago mo na ng wala siya. Pagbalik namin, naka-aircon na to siguro, no? And then, mas marami ng panindang makikita dito.
Opo, sana nga po.
Congratulations and maraming salamat. Meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan?
Una-una, hindi po kami pinabayaan na nasa taas. Hindi kami pinabayaan ng asawa ko. Iniwan niya kami na hindi kami maghihirap. Na kaya kong itaguyod yung mga anak namin. Nagpapasalamat din po ako sa DTI at saka sa Small Business Corporation po. Kasi sila po yung nagbigay po sa amin ng chance na makahiram po ng pera para po itagdag sa aming puhunan po para po sa tindahan. At yung po may pinihiram nila sa amin na yun, una-una, wala po siyang interest. As long as mabayadan namin within 2 years. Sobrang pasalamat ko po.
Salamat din and I'm sure lalaki pa to ng mas malaki dahil sa attitude.
Ako, thank you po.
Thank you. Business and Beyond will be back.
Much has been said of the Philippines having the most expensive power cost in Asia. We cannot discount the fact that our Asian neighbors are reportedly being subsidized vital governments in this area.
The Department of Energy, DOE, in cooperation with the Philippine Exporters Confederation Inc., PHILEXPORT, recently conducted an information, education, and communication campaign for the exporter stakeholders with the theme, Efficient Energy Technologies for Competitive Exports. The activity was part of the 2018 National Energy Consciousness Month and the National Exporters Week in the first week of December.
What is clear is that this high cost is a big damper in our campaign for increased investments, exports, and jobs. This is a major reason why, for example, we have not attracted any wafer plant investor who would have contributed to the vertical integration of our electronics sector, which is a power-intensive user.
The IEC aims to inform exporters on the DOE's current policies, programs, and initiatives on renewable energy and net metering, as well as the adoption of energy efficiency measures in factories and production processes to lower energy consumption. This undertaking will aid the exporter stakeholders on how to reduce the cost of electricity by utilizing renewable energy for own use and through net metering mechanism.
The forum is another of public-private sector efforts to lower electricity costs, improve our export performance, and help mitigate the adverse effect of climate change. A study by the Development Academy of the Philippines cited a survey that showed that electricity makes up an average of 15% of the production cost of export enterprises.
On the other hand, best practices on the application energy efficiency measures in manufacturing sector will provide the stakeholders with a better understanding on the available technologies and practices to have more energy efficient production processes.
On this note, we end this week's episode. Join us again next week, same time, same channel, for the last episode this season. Please send us your comments and suggestions through our social media accounts. Remember, connections matter. Here at Business and Beyond.